Hi, I'm Judy Litt. I'm the creator of Go With Yin Yoga. And today I have a approximately 30-minute practice physically for your neck, your shoulders, your chest to release tension. On your subtle body, it's about opening up to love. For this practice, you may want one block. I actually do recommend a firmer block than a foam block, but I didn't want to drag out my cork block, so that's what I have today. All right, and this is a slight fusion. So if you're sitting down on your mat, come to a tabletop position, and then press back into down dog. Walk your feet up towards your hands and just dangle over your feet, and maybe not your dog. Okay, notice where your feet are. Notice where you're pressing into your feet. Thank you, Bandit, for blocking their view. Notice which way your toes are pointing and how that feels in your body. Whether you're pressing into the big toe, the pinky toe, the heel. And really allow the head to point down towards your mat. This is dangling pose in Yin Yoga. As I started to say, this practice is a slight fusion between Yin Yoga and Kundalini Yoga. And we have some Kundalini Yoga inspired moves at the end. And while we're just dangling here, also grasp the elbows if you'd like to. You can even take your hands behind your neck. Get a little more length through your neck and your spine. Knees can be slightly bent or a lot bent. And I just want to tell you a little story. There was a time, about 6 years ago, when we had moved my parents into a senior living facility, but we still had to clear out their house so that we can get it on the market. And I spent that entire year going back and forth on the weekend. It's about a 3-hour round trip drive, and spending all day, one day of the weekend, clearing out all of their stuff. And there were times when I was traveling and driving there, and I could just feel my neck stiffening up. And I would really try and breathe into it, and it would just get tighter and tighter and tighter. And I could have really used a practice like this at that time. All right, go ahead and bend your knees, bring them down to the mat. Come into a comfortable seated position. I'm grabbing the block. I invite you to do the same. Raising your hips above your knees can make that a much more comfortable position to sit in. And just go ahead and sit up straight. Feel your spine really lengthening out of the pelvic bowl. Feel your neck lengthening. And then inhale your right arm up and over your head, reaching for your left ear, and gently drawing your right ear towards your right shoulder. And breathe in and out through your nose here. And try and really relax your shoulders. Let them fall down your back. Thinking about breathing into any space that is tight. Continue on in this fashion while I look for our affirmation. And that is, the more I love, the more I am loved. And perhaps you want to raise your left arm now. Notice how that makes the stretch on your neck feel. And without moving your head, go ahead and take your right hand down to your right ear and let your left hand fall down to the mat, and then just gently press your head upright. And now let's go ahead and pause for just a couple of breaths. And then inhale your left arm up and over, reaching for your right ear. Gently pulling your left ear towards your left shoulder. The more I love, the more I am loved. And if you'd like, go ahead and inhale the right arm up without moving anything else. Notice where in your body you feel any changes with your arm raised. Notice if you have to relax something, breathe into something, just let go. Notice also if your shoulders are coming up and down when you breathe. If that's the case, try and see if you can move your breath more into your diaphragm, right around here. And keeping your head where it is, go ahead and take your left hand down and let your right hand come down. Take that left hand to the left ear and then just slowly bring your head back through center. Just take a couple of breaths here. And if you're sitting up on a block, go ahead and remove that block, but hang on to it. You may need it for our next pose. And I have to be a little careful because I've been having trouble with my mic. This is the second time I'm recording this particular practice. So come into Sphinx pose. Your feet are pointing towards the short end of your mat, as are your hands. Your pelvis is on the mat. Your elbows are slightly in front of your shoulders, and you are looking straight ahead. And go ahead and take your right hand, bend it towards the left elbow, and then take it underneath, and turn the palm up. And then take you might want to grab your block, bring it a little closer to you. Hopefully you can see through Bandit. Maybe not. Buddy, Bandit. Yeah, down there. Oh, buddy. Bud, you're not helping. There you go, bud. Take your left arm and reach out. This might be enough sensation for you. This is a deep shoulder opener. If not, you can go ahead and scooch forward just a little bit and bring your forehead onto your block. And if it's comfortable for you, you can bring your forehead all the way down to your mat. This is absolutely an area of limitation for me. very tight shoulders. And that's why we do this sort of thing. Love surrounds me. And once you find this shape, just go ahead and see if you can relax your body. Make sure the glutes are relaxed, legs are relaxed, your face and your forehead are relaxed. Obviously, you will feel some sensation in your shoulders and your upper arms. And this is where you find your edge, somewhere between 50 to 75% of sensation. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you're about a 5 to 7. You can also just stop when you take your right arm underneath your left. You can keep your left arm pointing towards the short end of your mat and take half bow tie. And then you stretch out that left arm. And I will try to remember to link up. I've made a demo video and I will try to remember to link that up here. Go ahead and press into your elbows. Take your right arm back and come back into Sphinx pose. Just pause here. Take a couple of breaths. See if you can relax your body. Notice any sensations in your body. Notice if there's a difference, right side to left side. One side maybe feels a bit more open, a bit lighter. Notice if any sort of emotions well up for you. All these things are very normal, and not to feel them is also very normal. Now let's go ahead and take second side. So bend your left arm. Begin to take that left elbow underneath the right elbow. Palm of the hand of the left arm, left hand goes up. And then take your right hand out towards the right, left, palm down. And again, find your level of bow tie. Love surrounds me. Take the first minute to really get into the pose, to your edge. And then come to stillness. Really breathe across your upper back. Notice how your back ribs move away from each other on the inhale, and then come back together on the exhale. See if you can soften and make more space. And then press into your elbows to lift your head. Remove your block over to the side. Take your elbows out to either side of your mat. Take one hand on top of the other and just completely relax. Take your forehead on top of your hands. Completely let go. Relax your upper arms. Relax your shoulders. Relax your upper back. Relax your glutes. And let your forehead soften. Let your eyes relax. And your jaw and throat relax. And then take your hands down by your shoulders and slowly begin to press yourself up. And then come back into child pose. We're just going to take a brief pause here. And our affirmation here is, I am worthy of love. Arms can be in front of you. Arms can reach back for your feet. Whatever feels right to you. Really allow those shoulders to open, to soften. Thank them for helping to open your heart. And then just take your hands to the mat and slowly begin to unwind. Go ahead and come to an easy seated position for you. Again, I highly suggest you sit up on a block. You could also sit up on several yoga blankets or some towels. Anything that will make your hips higher than your knees and make it more comfortable to sit this way for a while. We're going to move into a couple of Kundalini inspired poses for our last few poses. And they're also really going to open your shoulders, your chest, your neck. And I will not be mirroring you, so you should be doing the opposite thing from me. And in this case, I'm going to take my right palm and have it facing out in front of my heart. And then I take my left palm with the back of my palm facing out, and then just grab onto the fingers of both hands. We will inhale through our nose. We'll suspend our breath once we've inhaled, and then begin to pull, 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 pull as we hold our breath. And then when we exhale, just let that go. And we're going to continue on like that. And this is called bear grip. So inhale. Hold, suspend your breath. Try and pull those hands apart. Don't actually pull them apart, but really put a little effort into it. And then on your exhale, let that go. Maybe close down your eyes and continue on in that fashion. Inhale slowly. Pause, suspend your breath as you try and pull your hands apart, really opening up across the back. And then exhale. So you never should be really like going like this and straining, but you should be holding your breath till it gets just a little uncomfortable. Now keep going until I tell you to end. And the concentration in Kundalini Yoga is right here, your third eye, between your eyebrows and a little bit above. And if you'd like to repeat a mantra, you can use Satnam, which means truth is my identity. And I like to think that that is the truth, that we are meant to be blissful and happy creatures. But sometimes we identify with other things. Things like, I need more of clothes, I need more food, I need a great car. We tend to look to these things outside of us to be happy. And there's never enough. And if we look inside, the happiness is waiting for us. It's there. Okay, a couple more times. Inhale, pull, suspend your breath. Exhale, release. Last time. Inhale. Hold, suspend your breath. Really pull, 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 pull. And exhale, just let that go. Let your hands come down to your thighs, up or down. And just notice what this has brought about in your physical body, perhaps energetically. And our final pose before Shavasana is shoulder shrugs, but not quite as you think of shoulder shrugs, so I will demo it for you. You're going to inhale your left shoulder up, and again, I'm not mirroring you, so for you it'll look like this. Inhale up, and you're trying to get the right shoulder down, and then switch on the exhale. So inhale up, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, join me if you haven't already. Inhale up, exhale right shoulder, inhale left shoulder, exhale right shoulder, and back and forth. And this may feel like it's bringing more tension into your body, but when you're done, you are going to feel more relaxed and more calm, and you will have at least gotten rid of some of the tension in your upper back and your neck and your chest. And don't worry if you look silly. It's okay. Chances are nobody's watching you. Trying to get the right shoulder away from the left and vice versa. A couple more. And then inhale both shoulders up and hold, suspend your breath. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, hold. Exhale. Last one. Inhale your shoulders up. Hold, suspend your breath. And exhale. And again, pause. Notice how you feel. Any style of yoga, never take the sensation during the pose, unless it's pain, to be an indication of how that pose is working on your body. So how you feel after you practice, after you've finished that pose, that is where the magic happens. speaking of magic happening, come on off of the block. Come back into child's pose briefly. Letting any tension that's still there just drain into your mat, into the earth, down your head onto the earth, letting go completely. And then come forward onto your side and onto your back for Shavasana. So even though this whole practice is really aimed at getting tension out of our upper back and our chest and our neck, and many of us, myself included, will store our emotions there. Whenever I'm particularly anxious, my upper back will get very stiff, very tight, very constricted. So it's wonderful to release that tension, but by opening in these areas, we are also able to energetically open our heart. Sometimes when we get stuck in patterns of fear, of anxiety, of loneliness, we can become very, very contracted to protect our heart. And we need to open fully through our chest in order to allow us to love and to be loved. And if you haven't already, and it's comfortable for you, I invite you to close your eyes. Otherwise, just close them mostly. Let your gaze soften. And just relax. Open to love. Keeping your eyes closed if they are, allow your breath to deepen. Feel your chest rise and fall. Filling your body with breath, with prana, perhaps feeling a tingling somewhere in your body. And begin to awaken your feet, your hands by wiggling your fingers and your toes. And then circling your wrists and your ankles in one direction and the other. Inhale the arms up overhead, big, long stretch. Take any movements you need. And still keeping your eyes closed. Inhale one knee into your chest and the other. Let your legs fall over to your mat into a fetal position. Head is cradled on your lower arm. And take a few breaths here. Really feeling that openness that you've created in your upper back. You fill your side body with breath, with prana. And keeping your eyes closed, press into your mat. Begin to walk yourself upright. Coming into an easy seated position. Bringing your hands to prayer position in front of your heart. Beginning to rub your hands together. Bringing yourself back into this present moment. And then bringing your hands to stillness in front of your heart center. Bowing your head over your hands. And then slowly blinking your eyes open. Raising your head. Taking in your room. If you're practicing outside, the birds calling and chirping, and you never know what you're going to find when you're outside. If you enjoyed this practice, and I really hope that any tension you've been carrying in your upper back and shoulder and chest region, at the very least ease, go ahead and click the like button. If you'd like to practice with me again, which I have so much gratitude for each and every one of you, and go ahead and click subscribe. Underneath in the description box, I do have a weekly newsletter. It's relatively short. It just lets you know what the practice that week is about. There's usually a couple. There's usually a short discussion or a pose demo, and I link that up. I give an affirmation, sometimes a quote. It's relatively brief. It just lets you know what to expect from this week's practice. So you can go ahead and sign up below. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful, tension-released day.